We greet you in the love and the light of the one infinite Creator. We are those of the Confederation of Planets in service to the one infinite Creator, and we speak to you as the principle known to you as Z. It is our honor to be called to share our thoughts on the matter of what has been called the 5D split at this time. For indeed, your sphere is now in the midst of a great transition into a higher vibration of love and understanding, and many among your peoples are sensing the call to awaken to this shift in consciousness. It is a joy for us to blend our vibrations with yours and to share in your seeking. As always, my friends, we would ask that you use your discernment and take only those thoughts that ring true to your heart, leaving behind any that do not, for we are not ultimate authorities, but fellow seekers upon the path. In this spirit of humble sharing, we shall offer our perspective on the interplay between the world of your everyday perception and the true world of the one infinite Creator that underlies all illusion. Many among your peoples have spoken of a coming division, or split, between two worlds. We would offer, my friends, that there are not truly two worlds at all, but rather two ways of experiencing the one creation of the Creator. The one true reality is the creation of the one infinite Creator, unified, eternal, and harmonious, entirely spiritual in its essence. Some have called this the fifth density or 5D world of the Creator, yet it is not a separate place so much as the underlying truth present in every moment. The other apparent world, which you experience as your third density life, is not an independent creation, but an illusion generated by the filters of the five senses and the egoic mind. This world of matter and separation exists as a kind of dream or shadow cast by your perception, meaningful in its lessons, but ultimately illusory when compared to the abiding reality of unity. For the seeker within the veil of third density, it may seem that there are two distinct realities, but this veil of perception is itself part of the illusion that allows the one reality to be experienced in limited form. Thus, two seekers might walk upon the same physical ground and yet live in very different worlds internally. One whose inner eyes have opened to unity sees the touch of the Creator in every ray of sunlight and hears the one life in every voice, while another, whose vision remains clouded by fear and judgment, perceives only the mundane features of the day as separate and lacking enchantment. Both share the same outer environment, but their inner realities diverge according to their level of awareness. In this sense, the split between worlds is not a literal divide of planets, but a divergence of perception that is healed as one learns to see with the eyes of spirit. Your physical senses and intellectual reasoning do not operate in isolation, but rather are part of a great collective field of mind, which all in third density share. Within this consensus reality or mental web, the dualities of light and dark, good and evil, love and fear all play out and take shape. The five senses feed this collective mind with perceptions, and the human intellect weaves stories and judgments about those perceptions. Over eons of time, a vast repository of thought forms and belief constructs has accumulated in this shared mental atmosphere, containing impressions of both love and fear, which color the experience of each new generation. Each individual mind-body-spirit complex in turn adds its own energies to this sea of thought with every belief and emotion it entertains. A thought of fear or separation emitted by one will feed that pattern in the collective, just as a thought of love or unity strengthens the light within that field. Thus, the mass illusion is constantly co-created and perpetuated by the many, until individuals begin to consciously choose which currents of thought to energize within themselves. As a result, each seeker immersed in this field is continuously presented with the suggestions and images of the illusion, voices of fear and separation, thoughts of lack and competition, sensations of pain or sickness, all persuading the mind that they are real forces. Until one learns to rise above the clamor of this collective thought web, one remains subject to its pull, tempted to believe in those echoes of belief as solid truth. The fears and sufferings that seem to assail you, my friends, have power only to the extent that you accept the story of separation they tell. In reality, such negative appearances are transient distortions within the one mind, having no existence independent of the belief that is lent to them. As the seeker begins to awaken and to step out of the confines of the collective illusion, even the nature of time itself is perceived in a new light. In third density consciousness, you experience time as a linear progression of moments moving from past to future. Yet even within this illusion, time is not so uniform as it appears. Moments of bliss or creative absorption may fly by swiftly, while periods of pain or tedium seem to drag endlessly. This relativity in your experience of time hints that time is, at heart, a subjective construct woven by consciousness. However, as one moves through the gateway of ascension into a higher vibratory state of awareness, the perception of time begins to shift and soften. You may become aware that past, present, and future are not truly separate, but all exist at once in the eternal present. This simultaneous nature of experience reveals your existence to be multidimensional. The soul or total being is living many facets and lifetimes in the one moment of now. What were once seen as disparate timelines or life paths begin to collapse into a unified understanding as the awakened consciousness grasps that all experiences are woven together in one great present moment. In this broadened perspective, the self is no longer bound tightly to one small storyline of a single incarnation, but is free to explore the unity of all its experiences across what you would call time and space. In truth, the present moment is a gateway to the one infinite Creator. As you center your awareness in the now, you align with the timeless essence and may touch the deeper reality of your soul. Now, we turn to consider the purpose of such an intricate illusion. This world of seemingly mixed light and darkness is not evil in itself, but rather is a carefully arranged arena for the lesson of love and the choice of polarity. In the eyes of the one infinite Creator, nothing in this illusion is a mistake. Each joy and each sorrow serves as catalyst by which the soul may know itself and grow. The contrasts of good and evil, of love and fear, are provided so that each conscious entity might exercise its free will to choose the path it shall follow. One who dwells within the illusion is offered, moment by moment, the chance to orient the heart toward service to others in compassion or toward service to self in separation. Through these choices, repeated and refined, the being gradually polarizes its consciousness and evolves. Thus, the very illusions that trouble you, your difficulties, your confrontations with shadow, are the instruments of your transformation. They are not forces set against you by some malevolent power, but gifts of catalyst allowing you to affirm your faith and your desire to love in the face of confusion. Even that which appears wholly negative carries a hidden opportunity. It offers you a mirror of what love is not, that you may more clearly choose what love is. In truth, the illusion of this world, however challenging, is a tool fashioned by intelligent infinity that you might discover your own power to choose love over fear, unity over separation. No darkness is permanent, and no fragment of the Creator will remain forever lost, for all distortions are eventually brought into balance and return to the source of love. Beneath all the shifting appearances of the material world lies the singular reality of the Creator's one infinite creation. What you see about you with your eyes, the bodies, the buildings, the landscapes and events, are like shapes and colors painted upon a single canvas of divine light. The material world is an overlay on that one true canvas. It is a veneer of form and separation superimposed upon an underlying unity. Just as a mirage might overlay the hot desert air, yet the air itself remains one substance, so does the illusion of matter overlay the one energy of love, light, that is the Creator's being. In truth, every object, every person, every experience you encounter is a distortion or disguise of the one infinite Creator. It is one consciousness that looks out through the eyes of each being, one divine thought expressing in countless patterns, yet ever the one original thought of love. There is nothing in this world that is not part of the one creation, but the illusion of materiality and multiplicity makes the many seem apart from the one. The seeker who remembers this may begin to look beyond the outer overlay of appearances and discern the divine essence shining in each moment. The world of separation then becomes a kind of holy paradox. An illusion, yes, yet an illusion that can be seen through to reveal the face of the Creator everywhere. For ultimately, creation is a seamless whole, and all divisions exist only in the mind of the observer and not in the one that is all. In the journey of piercing the veil of illusion, two faculties become most valuable: spiritual discernment and the practiced pause of the conscious mind. By spiritual discernment, we mean the intuitive sensing of the true essence beneath appearances, the ability to feel with the open heart and recognize the Creator's light hidden in the catalyst of the moment. And by the pause in consciousness, we refer to that gentle discipline of stopping one's automatic reactions and drifting thoughts, if only for a sacred instant, to allow a higher awareness to come forth. My friends, when you encounter the seeming chaos or fear of the illusory world, you can invoke this pause. Breathe and remember that all is one, all is well. In that brief silence, the clamor of the senses and the world's voices can fall away, and the small, still voice of your heart's knowing can be heard. Through meditation, contemplation, and the habit of mindful awareness, the seeker develops the strength to hold that pause, to dwell for a moment in the quiet where the Creator within may shine its light of clarity. With this discernment born of stillness, the flashes of illusion begin to lose their hypnotic power, and the truth of unity behind the situation becomes a little more visible. For example, if you are confronted with anger or harshness from another self, your first reflex may be to retaliate in kind. Yet in the space of a conscious pause, you might instead sense the fear or pain beneath the other's actions and recognize your shared divinity with this other self. In that moment, the illusion of separation between you is pierced, and you may find a compassionate response arising naturally. Each time you choose to pause and realign with love rather than automatically react in fear, you thin the veil of illusion and reclaim your conscious connection to the one reality. As the illusion is penetrated by such moments of clarity, the seeker begins to remember in truth who and what they are. And in that sacred remembering of unity with the Creator, healing and wisdom naturally arise. All true healing, my friends, is ultimately a restoration of the awareness of oneness. In the depths of your being, you are already whole and perfect, a beloved portion of the Creator. Illness and imbalance are distortions born of temporary forgetting. When one remembers that the self and the Creator are one, the apparent disharmonies within mind, body, or spirit may be reconfigured into alignment with that truth, and healing unfolds as the illusion of separation is dissolved. For example, when you forgive another who has caused you pain, you are acknowledging the underlying unity between you, and in that realization, the wound within your heart loses its sting, making room for love to heal both self and other. Likewise, in forgiving yourself for your perceived failings, you recognize that the light of the Creator has never left you, and you release the distortion of unworthiness that burdened your heart. In the same way, all genuine wisdom is the fruit of seeing unity. To understand any situation or any other self, one must eventually perceive the one infinite Creator present there. Wisdom comes not from the accumulation of many facts, but from the illumination of the heart by the light of unity, so that you suddenly comprehend that each experience, whether pleasant or painful, is part of a loving design. When you recall that every moment and every being is essentially the Creator knowing itself, you unlock both the medicine of healing and the insight of wisdom. These gifts of the Spirit are not imported from elsewhere. They bloom from within you as the memory of your oneness with all that becomes ever clearer. So what then does the positive path of service to others ask of the seeker within this illusion? Above all, it is a path that calls for great faith and a surrender of the little self into the arms of the Creator. In the face of uncertainty and unseen truth, for the veil of forgetting in third density hides the larger picture, faith is the trust that the creation is indeed one, that love undergirds every circumstance, and that your journey has purpose even when the next step is not clear. It is by faith that you walk forward in darkness, guided by an inner knowing that the light is there even if your eyes cannot yet see it. Alongside faith is the surrender of which we speak, a yielding of the personal will and need to control to the higher wisdom of your own deeper self, often called the higher self, and to the guiding hand of the one infinite Creator. Surrender does not mean to become passive or without will, but rather to release the tight grip of fear and ego-driven demands, and to allow the flow of the Creator's love to lead you. When you surrender the need to force outcomes, you make room for grace to enter and transform the situation in its own intelligent way. For example, a seeker may encounter a life challenge that defies control, such as a sudden loss or a frightening uncertainty about the future. In such a moment, faith asks the seeker to trust that some hidden purpose or lesson is contained within the hardship, and surrender invites the seeker to release the grip of anxiety and give over the outcome to the Creator's care. One who can say within the heart, "I trust that all will be well, though I know not how," and let go of the desperate urge to control, often finds an unexpected strength and guidance arising from within. By contrast, a seeker lacking faith might succumb to despair or frantic efforts born of fear, which only deepen the confusion. When you trust in the boundless love and wisdom of the Creator, you allow grace to infuse the situation. And even if the outer circumstances remain difficult, an inner peace and clarity can begin to grow. Through such trials, you learn that the burdens of the little self were never meant to be carried alone. In surrendering them to the greater self, a profound healing and transformation become possible. Through faith and surrender, the seeker learns to dance with the rhythms of the universe, to accept what is given in each moment as a part of the Creator's offering, and to remain centered in hope and humility. This trustful orientation is at the heart of the service to others path, for one cannot truly serve or love others without first trusting the goodness of the Creator that moves through all. Yet faith and surrender alone do not complete the picture, for the path of love is also one of perseverance. To walk the service to others path is to engage in a lifelong and even multi-lifetime journey of seeking the light, a journey that requires persistence through all conditions. The transformation of consciousness under the veil of illusion is often slow by design, for the lessons of love are deep and subtle and must be integrated step by step. Therefore, my friends, one is called to continue seeking, to continue opening the heart and refining the mind, even when progress seems elusive or hardships multiply. Persistent seeking means you return again and again to the practices and principles that align you with the Creator. Daily meditation or prayer, honest self-examination, the offering of kindness and service where you can, and the study of spiritual truth as it resonates with you. It means striving each day to live your highest values, and when you falter, as all will, gently realigning and beginning anew. For instance, you may go through a period when your meditations feel empty and you perceive little progress, or you find yourself struggling to live up to your ideals and slipping into old habits. Persistence asks that you continue regardless, that you sit in silence again the next day, even if no revelation comes, that you renew your intention to love others, even if you stumbled in anger or apathy the day before. By forgiving your lapses and moving forward anyway, you demonstrate faith in the gradual unfolding of growth. Often the changes wrought by such persistence are subtle and only noticed in hindsight. One day, after many months of quiet effort, you may realize that what once provoked you intensely now barely disturbs your peace, or that kindness flows more freely from your heart than it once did. In this way, the fruits of your perseverance emerge gently over time, and the self is slowly transformed in the direction of the light. Every challenge met with an earnest desire to learn, every morning you choose to reaffirm your intention to love, adds gradually to the polarity and power of your being. In time, the persistent seeker finds that what once were heavy veils of illusion have thinned, the heart has become lighter, the mind clearer, and the presence of the Creator more evident in the small miracles of the day. By not giving up, you honor the truth that the love and light of the infinite Creator are worth striving for, and indeed are already within you, awaiting your steady invitation. My friends, the truth about the so-called fifth-dimensional split lies not in a dramatic separation of worlds, but in the subtle transformation of your own awareness. The love and unity of the Creator's true world are already here, interpenetrating this illusion you now experience. As you apply spiritual discernment, cultivate faith and surrender, and persist in your seeking, you are in effect moving your consciousness from the overlay of the illusion to the reality it obscures. You begin to live in the 5D world of unity, even while your feet still walk the soil of third-density Earth. The outer landscape may continue to show the duality and challenges of the illusion, but within your heart the light has risen, and the view has widened to encompass a greater truth. The two levels of perception, the mundane and the sacred, begin to blend, and you find that heaven is not a distant place, but a present reality revealed in the here and now. In this way, the world is healed one heart at a time, as each seeker remembers the one creation of love underneath the many faces of the day. In truth, nothing of the Creator's creation is lost in this awakening. Only the veils of confusion and fear are dispelled, revealing more and more of the divine reality that has always been present. Thus, the seeming split is not a rending of one world into two, but the gentle falling away of illusion from your sight, until only the light of unity remains, shining as the truth of the law of one in your experience. We encourage you to trust this quiet unfolding within yourself. Know that each moment of choosing love over fear, each instant of pausing to remember the Creator, each act of kindness and compassion creates a beacon of light that shines not only for you, but for all. The shift into a higher consciousness is a gentle blossoming from within the self, and though it may not make a loud announcement upon your outer plane, its fruits in your life and in your world will be profound and lasting. It is our privilege to have been able to share these thoughts. We give thanks to each of you for the beauty of your seeking hearts. At this time, we take our leave of this instrument. We leave each of you, as always, in the boundless love and the ineffable light of the one infinite Creator. Go forth, then, rejoicing in the power and the peace of the Creator that is within you and all around you. Know that you do not walk this journey alone, for the love of the Creator surrounds and sustains you, and the light of truth is ever before you to guide your way. We are known to you as those of Z, of the Confederation of Planets in service to the one infinite Creator.